Hi, we're True Love is Family. Happy Friday. Happy end of the second week of Pride. We just want to come to you and chat to you a little bit about Gender Identity Week.
Yes, we randomly assigned, well, not randomly, but we chose to assign each week its own kind of subject within the rainbow. And this week is Gender Week. And we decided we wanted to talk a little bit about how the trans experience and trans understanding of gender can help transform society more generally in its handling of gender and gender roles and gender expectations and all those things. That there's a lot of problem areas, and things can get better through trans people pointing out problems.
And I think something that's really going to help is people telling their stories. You did a blog this week and we shared it about Paula Stone Williams' book. You want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, so the title is As a Woman, What I Learned About Power, Sex, and the Patriarchy After I Transitioned. And we heard Paula give a talk, I don't know if it was to her church or what the organization was, but she told some stories, one of which was that she was on a plane and sitting next to a man, and the difference in levels of respect that she was afforded just in simple conversation before she transitioned. So she had been assigned male at birth and had been living as a man until she was 60. You said she came out, right? And so she was extremely successful. I think you're going to tell us a little more about that, professionally and within the Christian community. And she was very highly respected. And so she was used to being granted the kind of deference, just automatic deference, subtle deference that being a man brings. And then after transition and being, living as a woman, living in her authentic femininity, she saw a difference in how people treated her.
Well, the book is a memoir about a transgender pastor, Paula, who journeys, it says, from despair to joy, from male to female, and about learning a lot about gender inequality along the way. Now, Paula was married. She had 3 children. She held several prominent positions within the Christian community. And when she transitioned at 60, that power within that community disappeared. And she now urges and men to recognize the world is tilted in their favor and how they can make the world a better place for everybody if they recognize that and they realize that and they act differently. So this is a really good book. We haven't read it. I've read the reviews and what some other people have said about it, but we've been following Paula for a long time, and I know this is a really good book, and I would encourage you to give it a shot and read it. It's surely going to bless you, because every work that she has ever done has blessed us. So
yeah,
Paula,
she's got a wealth of knowledge and wisdom.
Wrote the foreword for Transfigured, and so we've known her for a few years. We've followed her, watched her videos, watched some of her pastor online, learned. I mean, she's a wonderful person, as is her son that we know, Jonathan, too. Suzanne did a blurb for Jonathan's book. I think that watching someone's story when they're older is something that helps you learn, because they have wisdom. Everybody has wisdom, right? And a lot of people in the transgender community are getting harassed or upset because they are transitioning later in life, but I think they bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, right.
What do you think about that?
Well, this whole premise that I've been contemplating about the value that trans people can offer to the world for those who are able and willing to speak up is insight into the problems of some traditional gender roles. Like you are kind of evaluating what kind of a guy you want to be, and looking at some traditional masculine behaviors or traits or whatever, and saying, is this valid? Is this what masculinity means?
Right.
I mean, you should talk about that.
Well, I feel, I've just started transitioning this year, and I'll see men and I'll see the way they're behaving, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. That's not what's inside me. And I think one of the benefits that I have is that I wasn't, and people who transition later, you weren't brought up in that arena. I wasn't brought up as a male. I wasn't brought up that I was superior, and I know both sides of that coin, so I can try to make a difference in the world as I'm transitioning into my wholeness.
Yeah.
it's all interesting because I'll say, well, am I doing this? Is this masculine enough? And it really doesn't matter. It's not that it's masculine enough. It's that, is it me? Is it the inside me coming out to the world? Because I know who I am on the inside. I don't have to perform and be what society thinks a man should be.
And your ability to communicate that to our grandchildren, to other younger trans folks, to young cis folks, is powerful because it can help society continue, our Western culture continue on this arc of rejecting these problematic gender-related issues, like, men feeling that the patriarchy problems and toxic masculinity problems, and women feeling like they have to be, sexual bombshells or Proverbs 31 wives, or, I think trans people can offer insights into that through their lived experience that cisgender people can really learn from, and that society as a whole, our Western culture society, can continue, can further its pace. So you keep going, keep speaking. Paula and all the rest of you out there.
Everybody out there, be you and present to the world not what the world thinks you should be, but what you are. You're inside out. It's not about, there's gender dysphoria and there's uncomfortableness with our bodies, but the way we behave is something from the inside out. And I think with the legacy that you want to leave on the world, whether you're transgender, non-binary, male, female, wherever you fit on that gender spectrum, whoever you are, what you want to leave for the world is love. And you want to leave kindness. And you don't want to be ahead or below anybody. We just want to be equal.
Yeah.
We want to be able to love everybody.
We want to be good people.
And be good people in the end.
To be a good person, regardless of gender. And, be a good example of whatever gender you are. That, that love is at the center of that goodness.
Amen.
Yeah.
So it's good talking to you this week. And we hope that wherever you are in your gender and your journey, that you feel blessed and loved. And we hope that you blossom into the allness of who the loving Creator created you to be. So go out and love the world and be you.
Happy Pride, folks. Take care.